yourself into cross-legged or whatever's comfortable for you, just a position where you can get a nice long straight spine. And then just place the palms face down on the knees. Gently close down the eyes. And just start to arrive in this space. Taking a deep breath in through the nostrils and sighing out through the mouth. And again, a big breath in through the nostrils. Sighing out through the mouth, letting go. And one more big breath in. Letting go of your week, letting go of everything that's brought you to this point, sighing out through the mouth. Just taking a moment here, feeling the base of the spine drawing down towards the mat. The top of the spine drawing upwards, creating length. Creating an ability to flow through the spine. And then let's just start by dropping the head gently forward, a little stretch at the back of the neck. And then drop it back, lifting the chin. Again, dropping forward, length through the back. Dropping the head back, creating length at the front of the throat. 2 more of these. Just gently starting to extend and flex. And then bringing the head gently back to center. Just dropping right ear, right shoulder. Back to center, left ear, left shoulder. Right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Coming back to center and then just turning the head to look to the right. Back to center, look to the left. Just rotating through the neck. And again across to the right. And across to the left. Back to center, and we'll just drop that right ear, right shoulder, and let's rotate the neck. Float it forward, extending through the back of the neck, across to the left, and all the way around to the back. Just gently, gently moving. Nothing too fast. And then back to center and back the other way. Soft movement, releasing any stuck or stagnant energy that we're holding through the neck or through the top of the shoulders here. And then gently back to center. Let's roll our shoulders, just rolling them back. Nice big circles. Again, this is a place that we hold lots of our emotion. A real crossroads of all of our energetic channels, and it often gets stuck in the shoulders. And then gently back the other way. Just liberating any stagnant and stuck energy in the system this morning. And coming back to center, let's do our big suffy roll. So we really just push ourselves away with that right hand and rotate from the hips forward, across to the side and around to the back. So just trying to get some fluidity in the spine here. Move intuitively. Feel where you might need a little extra time in the rotation, and then intuitively decide when it's time to move back the other way. Just loosening and releasing. And when you're ready, just coming back to center, bring the fingertips to the floor. Start to connect with the breath. Breathing in, arms, hands come to the heart space. Breathing out, turn the palms away, curve the spine, create space between the chest and the backs of the hands. Breathing in, extend up through the spine, long spine here. Breathing out, fingertips drop gently to the ground. Breathing in, let's lift the left arm, walk the right fingertips away. Nice lateral stretch here. Breathing out, left fingertips come back to the mat. Breathing in, right arm up, left fingertips walk away. Lateral stretch in the right side. Exhale, gently coming back to center. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, we want to twist over to the right side, so left hand on right knee. Just take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, maybe a little more into the twist. And again, inhale, long straight spine. Exhale, a little more twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, pause. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, right hand, left knee, twisting over the left shoulder. Inhale, straighten the spine a little more. You might come out of the twist a little bit. Exhale, go deeper into the twist. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, more depth. Inhale, bring ourselves back to center. Now let's move onto all fours. So we'll come into our cat-cow. So let's just get the shoulders stacked over the wrists, the hips stacked over the knees. Extension in the spine here. So we want the spine to be from all the way the tailbone, all the way up the neck. So we're almost tucking the chin under a little bit here. We want to create length. Okay, let's move into cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, open through the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, curve the spine, tailbone tucks. Inhale, drop the belly, open up through the chest. Exhale, tailbone down, chin to chest. Two more on your own. Connecting with that breath. We want an even, connected breath, depth. Into the chest and out, drawing the belly back. And then just come back to a neutral spine. We'll inhale, just feel the spine lengthen here. So the back of the neck is long. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hands away, lift the knees. We come up into the beginnings of a downward facing dog. We won't stay here long though. Drop the knees, inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, tuck the toes back up into downward dog. Don't need to straighten the knees if you're not ready for that yet. Now we'll start to add a breath count. Inhale to the count of 4, long straight spine. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, tuck the toes. 2, 3, 4. Inhale to the knees. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, tuck the toes into downward dog. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. This time exhale for 5 as you move into downward dog. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 4, knees to the floor. 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 6. So slow down your exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4 to the knees. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale to the knees for 4, 2, 3, 4, and last one, exhale for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's hold here in downward dog. Just start to settle into downward dog. So just feel that you've got pressure on the palms, length in the arms, length all the way through the spine. The knees can be bent if you're not ready to straighten them. Otherwise, gently straighten the knees and draw the heels downwards. And let's focus on that same breath count. In for 4 and out for 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Long exhalation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Out for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last round. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Out for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then gently draw the knees down to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the feet in to touch. Place the bottom back on the feet. Extend the arms out straight and forehead down to the floor. Coming into pose of the child. Just allow the belly to release from between the thighs. Allow it to be big and free. And just feel the breath in and out of the belly space here. Equal in for 4 and equal out for 4 breathing here. Just allowing the hips to open and allowing the mind to focus on the breath count. This is our ultimate pose of rest. In today's practice, we're using the moon aspect of Hatha Yoga. Moon is all about the mind. We'll be using the breath to connect the mind, to keep the mind contained within body breath. That's the true union. That's truly what yoga is all about. Staying within the self. Couple more breaths here. Feeling the belly filling on the inhalation and emptying on the exhalation. And then gently bringing yourself back up, reset the knees. We'll come back up into downward dog just to transition to our standing. So tuck the toes under, extension through the spine. Keep the hands where they are. Come up onto the toes and walk the feet gently up towards the hands. When they arrive, just open the feet slightly about hip distance apart. Keep a nice forward fold. We'll just take hold of opposite elbows here. You might like to have a little swing from side to side if that feels good around the hip area. Just take a couple of breaths. We use a lot of forward folds in this class. It's all about us stabilising and calming the mind. And then when you're ready, a little bend in the knees and we'll slowly roll to standing. Just release the hands, come into mountain pose, which is where we have length and strength in the body. The hands are facing just slightly away from the body, and palms facing away. Coming into mountain pose, close down the eyes. And just starting to feel if you can already sense that grounding, that stabilising, that calming of the body and the mind. You may even start to feel an energetic drawing downwards. And release from mountain pose. We're going to set up into pyramid pose. So we'll take the left leg back, and we want that back leg to be on a 45-degree angle. The front leg is straight, so we want the hips squared to the front of the mat, or as close as we can. So almost like if we were in a warrior one is where our feet are, but we'll straighten that front leg. So just getting yourself set up there. The right foot is in the right lane and the left foot's in the left lane, so you've got a little bit of space between them so that you can bring those hips as centered as you can, or facing the front as much as you can. We'll place both hands on the sacrum area here, so just at the back of the waist, a little bit further down. We're going to bring the left arm then up, so opposite arm to the foot that you've got forward, and we'll inhale, stretch the spine up. We'll exhale and we tilt from the hips, and we draw forward, bending down over that leg just to wherever you can come to. If you can, bring your fingertips all the way to the floor, great. Keep the thumb facing upwards. Inhale, we bring ourselves back up. So we're forward folding here. Now if you can only go to halfway, that's fine. Just keep the thumb facing up. Inhale again, so long straight spine. Exhale, forward fold over that front leg. Don't overextend the straightening of that knee. If it feels uncomfortable, a tiny bend in the knee is okay. Inhale, bring ourselves back up. Now we're going to add the breath count. So exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. This time exhale for 5 as you fold forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 4, raising up. 3, 4. Exhale for 6. Lead with the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just release the hands. Release the right hand down to the floor too. If this is too intense on the back of the leg, just bring a little bend into the knee. It's okay. It's really all about us getting a nice forward fold here. And just focus on the breath. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8. Keep some length in the spine. And focus here on the breath. If we can keep the mind focused on the breath, it takes us away from the drama of this is hard, I can't do this hurts, all of those things. Just keep it focused on the breath. In for 4 and out for 8. And after your next exhalation, just bring that right hand back to the sacrum. Might need a little bend in the knee if you've over straightened it. Inhale, coming up with that left hand all the way back up to standing, and then just step the left foot up to meet the right. Let's come back into our mountain pose. Just take a moment again. A couple of breaths in and out. You might feel one side of the body a little different to the other. Just observing. Then setting ourselves up for the other side. So we'll step the left foot back this time. Sorry, right foot back this time. So again, we've just left foot in the left lane, right foot in the right lane. 45-degree angle on the back one, and let's just check those hips are squared towards the front. Both hands on the back of the sacrum and the palms are facing out. It kind of ensures that we keep the chest open. We want to keep the chest open because it just helps us to keep a bit of prana, a bit of energy coming up rather than all of this downward work that we're doing. So hands on the back of the sacrum, right arm extends upwards. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, lead with the chest, folding ourselves forward. If the fingertips can reach the ground, great, do that. Thumb faces up. Inhale, slowly drawing ourselves back upright. Adding in the breath count, exhaling for 4, 2, 3, 4. Fingertips touch the mat if they can. Inhale for 4. Coming back up, leading with the thumbs. 3, 4. For 5, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6. Lead with the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Open that chest. Exhale for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax both hands down to the floor. Inhale, just halfway lift, little extension in the spine. Exhale, just fold ourselves forward. Again, if you need a little bend in that left knee, do that. It's really about us getting a forward fold from the waist. And continue to breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 8 here. Focusing on the breath. Noticing if the mind wanders and bringing it back to the breath count. Noticing any stories the mind might be trying to tell you, the lower mind. And sticking with the upper mind's focus on the breath. After your next exhalation, left hand on the back of the sacrum, a little bend in the knee, fingertips to the floor, and inhale, bring ourselves back to upright. Step the right foot to the front of the mat. Another moment in mountain pose, closing down the eyes. Just feeling if you can sense any of that grounding energy, the drawing downwards, bringing ourselves to stability and calmness. Now just bringing ourselves to the wider part of the mat. So we want to have our feet nice and wide here, wide stance, and the toes are slightly turned in. It'll just make it a little bit easier on the hips. So if we just get ourselves set up there, we'll bring the hands onto the hips, and we're going to come into a forward fold. So we just want to make a symmetrical shape after we've worked asymmetrically. So inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands down to the floor, just underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press into the hands, come into a halfway lift. So a nice long straight spine. The chin is slightly tucked so that we've got that extension at the back of the neck. And then exhale, bring the palms of the hands down to the floor again, deep forward fold. And again, halfway lift, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to go 6 out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, push into the hands, halfway lift for 4, 2, 3, 4, out for 6. Draw the elbows back towards the back of the room, bring ourselves into a forward fold. In for 4, press into the hands, halfway lift, and out for 6 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's rest here. We're just going to walk the hands back now, bringing them in line with the feet. So we've got a long straight line through the middle of our mat, and we've got foot, hand, hand, foot lined up. Just bend the elbows back towards the room. Draw the top of the head down towards the mat as much as you can. A full deep forward fold here. And just belly breathing. So breathing into the belly and breathing out, equal count, whatever feels right for you. Now let's just walk the hands back out so that they're underneath the shoulders, a little bend in the knees, draw the hands up to the hips and slowly come back up to standing. Just bring the feet together, give ourselves a little shake. And before we head down to the mat, we want to move into a twist. So again, feet back out, wide stance. Toes pointing in a little bit. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up nice and wide so we're in a T shape. And as we exhale, we drop the left fingertips down towards the floor and we twist and look up to the right. So the right hand fingertips are pointing up to the ceiling, left hand on the ground, a nice twist to the right here. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale the other side. So right fingertips to the floor, left fingertips up. Turn the gaze, looking up towards the ceiling. And again, inhale up to center. We're going to add the count. So inhale to center, 2, long straight spine, 3, 4. Exhale, left hand to the floor, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to center, 2, 3, 4. Right fingertips to the floor, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale to center, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the right side, so left fingertips to the floor, and we just want to hold here. So while we hold here, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 8. We'll stay here for a few rounds of breath, twisting from the waist. If it's uncomfortable to look at the ceiling, just turning the head to the side rather than all the way around. Staying connected to the breath count. In for 4 and out for 8. And on your next inhalation, coming back up to center, standing up. And onto the other side. So inhale here for 4, 2, 3, 4. This time right fingertips to the floor, left fingertips up to the ceiling, looking up at the ceiling. Just settling into that 1-2 breath ratio. So in for 4, out for 8. Keeping the higher mind focused on the breath count. Pushing aside the lower mind. It's giving you drama. It's telling you this is hard, telling you whatever it's telling you. Focus on the breath. Next inhalation, coming back up to standing. Let's lower the arms, bring the feet in together. Again, another little shake. Just let it all out. We're going to make our way now down onto the floor. We'll just bring the camera a bit closer. Okay, so let's get ourselves set down on our back. We're going to come into bridge pose. So we'll start with some dynamic movement and then hold in a static way. So we want the soles of the feet up towards the buttocks. Knees are just hip distance apart. Arms are down by the side of the body and the palms are facing downwards. Inhale, draw the hips up towards the ceiling and bring the arms up over the head, backs of the hands resting on the floor. Exhale, lower the hips down, arms come down the side of the body. This time the palms hit the floor. And again, inhale, rising up through the hips. Arms come up. Exhale, lowering down hips, arms and hands all at the same time. And again, inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. This time, keep the hands where they are. Inhale, draw the hips upwards. Bring the hands underneath the buttocks, clasp them together. Roll the shoulder blades in nice and tight together. And feel yourself press into the soles of the feet, creating a nice curve in the spine. And we're breathing in and out of the chest here. So focus on the chest expanding and contracting. Equal count of 4 in and 4 out. Keep the breath smooth, deep and silent. Couple more breaths. And then release the clasp of the hands, flatten those shoulder blades back down and gently lower the hips back down to the floor. Just leave the body where it is. Allow the body to release any holding on. Close down the eyes. See if you can have any sensitivity to the energy or the prana that's starting to move through the body. This breath work, the movement, the mind focus, all starting to get it flowing, releasing and grounding. And then draw the knees in towards the chest, wrap the arms around the outside, little rock from side to side if that feels good. But then just pausing in a static position. We want to get that symmetry back into the spine, so just stop our rocking from side to side, just hold the knees here for a moment. Countering the bend in the spine we created in the bridge, here we create more of a curve the other direction. And we're going to bring the arms out to the side in a T shape and just draw the knees slightly away from us. We're going to come into a supine twist, so the head centered, eyes looking up towards the ceiling. We'll inhale here. And then exhale, drop the knees to the left side, not all the way to the ground though, just halfway, and the gaze turns to the right. Inhale, draw the knees back up to center, gaze comes back to center. And then exhale, drop the knees to the right side, turn the head to the left, not all the way, just halfway down. And again, inhale, back to center. Exhale, legs to the left, gaze to the right, halfway down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, legs to the right side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, this time let's drop the knees all the way to the left. Gaze to the right, take that left hand and you might want to place it on top of the right thigh. Just check that your right shoulder is grounded down to the floor. We want to have a really nice twist through the navel area. And just breathing in and out of the belly. Equal breath, in for 4 and out for 4. Keeping our focus there. When we come into these static postures, it's easy for the mind to wander. Keep it anchored to the breath, bringing the mind home to the breath. And just release the left hand, draw the knees back to the center on your next inhalation. And then exhale, drop them to the other side, turn the gaze to the left. Right hand comes on top of that left thigh. Find the position that feels like it's getting into the spine for you, twisting from the navel, left shoulder to the floor. Belly breathing. In for 4 and out for 4. Gently release that right hand. Inhale, knees back up to center. Let's draw the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around again. Another little squeeze here. And now we're going to come up into happy baby. So we draw the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. The elbows come into the inside of the knees, so the knees are slightly open. And the hands wrap around the outside of the feet. So we've got the elbows almost opening up the hips a little bit. We can rock from side to side here. Just taking a moment in happy baby, looking up towards the ceiling. The rolling, providing a nice massage to the back, but we're really in a forward fold here. So just allow the belly to be free. You might want to stop moving. Just stay static for a couple of moments in this posture. And then gently releasing the hands, drawing the knees into the chest and flattening them down onto the mat. We'll move into a short shavasana before we move into our pranayama breath work and our meditation. And we're going to be using a kriya today in meditation, which I'll talk to a little bit more. But setting yourself up for shavasana, just long straight spine, legs are slightly apart, ankles rolling outwards. Arms are beside the body, palms facing upwards. Just getting yourself settled, releasing any holding on. And we'll begin by just focusing on the belly breath, noticing the belly rising and falling with each inhalation and exhalation. The chest is still. All just happening in the belly. Inhaling and filling, exhaling and dropping back towards the spine. Now releasing your focus on the breath and just allow yourself to come to a natural breath state. Allow the body to just be. And take a couple of minutes in shavasana of silence, just to allow all of that energy to move and flow through the body. I'll tell you when it's time to come back. Just gently starting to deepen the breath. Awareness of yourself lying here. Gently wriggling the fingers and the toes as you bring some movement back into the body. Just taking a nice stretch, arms above the head, Point the toes. Perhaps drawing the knees into the chest for one last little rock around. And just making your way up to a seated position, either through rolling to one side or rocking and rolling, whatever feels good. And we're going to be seated for about 15 minutes. So if you've got a cushion or a bolster to sit underneath you, that's probably going to help. And if at any point you're uncomfortable in cross legs, just extend the legs out in front. Just whatever feels comfortable. We want to try and keep a long, straight spine. We're going to begin with some pranayama. So pranayama or breath work is where we start to really cultivate the energy that we want to use in our meditation. We're then going to move into a meditation which is a kriya. So a kriya is a moving meditation. So the word kr means action or movement. So I'll guide you through the whole thing. As I said, if you get a little bit uncomfortable, just adjust yourself, but try and keep a straight spine as much as you can. So we'll begin by closing down the eyes and just taking a moment to feel into the body, noticing any differences you might feel from when we started class. And if you can sense anything on an energetic level, just feeling that calmness, that grounding downward movement that we've created with all of those extended out breaths and forward folds. All of that's designed to bring the mind down to the present place. We're going to begin our pranayama with a 3-part breath. So I think everybody's familiar with that. So we breathe into the belly, 1 part, expand the chest or the rib cages in the 2nd part, and then we draw up to the top of the lungs in the 3rd part. And to exhale, we follow the same pattern but in reverse. So as we exhale, we allow the belly to soften, the rib cage to come back together, and the top come back down. So we'll do a couple of rounds together. So breathing in, 1 to the belly, 2 expand the ribs, 3 to the very top of the lungs. And out breath, we draw the belly back towards the spine, soften through the rib cage, and drop the top of the lung breath down towards the navel. So just do that yourself a couple of times. 3-part breathing, full inhalation. 1/3 belly, 1/3 ribs, 1/3 top of the lungs. Exhale, belly, ribs, top of the lungs again. So just getting yourself into a nice even rhythm here. It's our full yogic breath, 3-part breathing. Now we're going to add the same count. So we're breathing in for the count of 4, full breath. 2, 3, 4, but a much slower out breath for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, out for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, out for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4, all the way into the chest. 3, 4, exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make sure you get all of the air out, in for 4, 2, 3, 4, out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in for 4. This time we change a little bit, we're out for 8 and we hold out for 8. Sorry, for 4, out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath out for 4, 2, 3, 4. In for 4, big breath, 2, 3, 4. Out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold out for 4, 2, 3, 4. Continue on your own time. 4 in, 8 out. Hold out for 4. Calming the busy mind with every out breath. And on your hold out, just touching that space beyond. In for 4, completely filling the chest. Calming the mind with the long, slow out breath. And just noticing the touching of that space beyond when you hold. This time I want you to breathe in for 4, out for 10, and hold out for 2. Breathing out to the very conclusion of your breath at the count of 10. And for that hold of 2, just noticing all the activity in the mind coming to a standstill. Full inhalation, full exhalation, and just touching that space beyond. At the end of your next breath, just letting the count go. There's no hurry. Finishing the round that you're on. And just starting to relax your breathing, allowing the breath to become effortless. And now I want you to bring your attention to the point at the center of the forehead, the space between the hairline and the eyebrows. Eyes are closed. Don't look up and strain the eyes, but you might feel the eyeballs sort of draw backwards a little bit as you sense upwards. And now with a quiet, soft breath, I want you to inhale from that point at the center of the forehead, drawing a line of awareness back around 2 inches inside the skull to the midbrain. With the exhalation, move the awareness back to the point at the center of the forehead on the skin. Just continue for a couple of minutes. So breathing in from the forehead to the midbrain. Breathing out from the midbrain back to the forehead. Effortless breath, just drawing a line back and forward. Movement and breath perfectly synchronized. Drawing that awareness back and forth. It's like sweeping a pathway, clearing the way to that higher intuitive center of the head. You may even feel it as a line of light. Perhaps even as a slight vibration. Now I want you to slowly allow that breath to become more and more subtle. Keep the movement back and forth, but notice that it's less guided by the breath. And it's sort of energetically moving back and forth, almost like it's got its own vibration. You may even be able to move to breathlessness, or at least a very subtle breath. Notice the breath dissolve or separate, and perhaps you can feel a tickle or a pulse of energy, either somewhere along that line or at the forehead. Awareness of the prana here. And then just come to a standstill wherever feels right, whether you want to stand still at the midbrain or the middle of the forehead. Find somewhere you can comfortably focus. Notice if you can feel a pulse. If not, a tickle. And if not, just keep the mind focused here. If you can feel a pulse, or even if it's just your focus, we're just going to gently drop in the bija sound of Om. So start to think of the sound Om, 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 Om. Continue silently, mind focused on Om. If the mind wanders, bring it back to Om. Allow your focus, the bomb, to softly dissolve. Start to deepen the breath a little. You may even be able to feel that space between the consciousness you felt in the meditation and as you deepen the breath coming back to the body. If you can, just play around with deepening and softening the breath as you move between these two states. And just start to deepen the breath a little more. Coming back to the here and now. Again, a little wriggle of the fingers if you want to move the neck gently from side to side. Noticing that you are back in the space where you began an hour ago. And gently draw their palms together, bringing them to the heart space. And it's here that we offer up the fruits or the effort, the fruits or the good outcomes of our efforts today of showing up on the mat. We offer them up to somebody in our life that needs healing right now. So picturing that person, all the good vibes that's come out of our practice this morning, sending them to them. And taking a moment to honour the tradition that these beautiful practices have come from. Noticing that it's no coincidence that they've landed in all of our laps in this very moment. Feeling gratitude for this day. And to all of that, we bow our heads forward and say Namaste. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.